Today is going to be short, sweet, and right to the point. We are just going to go over a little bit of a Super Bowl recap, some MVP stuff, and then I do want to go over our best bets and underdogs segment for the year and crown a champion in that segment as well. So yeah, guys, how do we feel about that Super Bowl?
Boring. Pretty boring. Listen, I gave the pick Seahawks minus 9.5. I was spot on. Okay, they dominated from start to finish, and yeah, that's another season in the books. Congrats to Seahawks. They had a great season. So
I think, first of all, apologies if I seem a little laggy. Currently in a hotel room traveling for work. But yeah, I think the better team came out on top in that game. I think that was kind of what I've been saying. We've been saying in the pod over the last couple of weeks. The Seahawks are going to come out. I mean, the Patriots didn't have it against that defense. That offensive line, especially Will Campbell. I mean, rookie guy's got a lot of time to develop. But, I mean, gosh, they got destroyed. That offensive line got underrated. Drake May had zero time. But even when he did have time, he was missing passes. Again, another rookie guy. So I think that, we'll see some development out of him. But I kind of expected to see some of these errors coming into this game, this big game for Drake May. So all in all, I think this is exactly kind of how I expected the game to end, not how I expected it to go. Burns, you said it was a boring game. I think in terms of modern football, it was boring because a lot of fans want to see an all offensive game. But if you appreciate the defensive side of it, it was actually kind of an exciting game to watch. Both teams. Gonzalez was doing really well as well
great
in the Patriots. But yeah, all in all, I mean, two good defensive game. I mean, the Patriots held the Seahawks to 4 field goals before they were able to get a touchdown. And I think if Drake May was to complete some of those passes that he made, that could have been a totally different ball game. He was dropping times like he did to was it Hunter Henry that scored that touchdown in the fourth? Who scored the touchdown for the Pats?
Matt
longer
Matt Collins. Yep.
Oh, it was Matt Collins. You're right. Yeah, I mean, I think if more of his passes looked like that, it would have been a little bit of a different game. But all in all, he had zero time to get the ball out, and he was kind of predicting. I mean, if you watch the interview afterwards, I forget who it was on the Seahawks, but he was basically able to predict Drake May's third, where he was throwing it to, so he was able to undercut the receivers a lot.
I think that was Julian Love.
Yeah, I think that's something you'll see from rookie guys. They got to develop a little bit more.
All right. I'm going to kind of culminate all this together a little bit and say that in terms of the greatest, most, we'll just say competitive outcome we could have gotten for a Super Bowl, much like a lot of the postseason that we were given, the Super Bowl was a disappointment in comparison to, I brought up the wild card round. We had one of the best wild card rounds in years that I can remember with, I think the first 4 games with the team that was winning at the 2-minute warning ended up losing the football game. So you don't get games like that and just in entire weekends like that. So I really enjoyed the playoffs as a whole. The Super Bowl was honestly, there was no team that I found rooting. I didn't find myself rooting for either team. I felt good for Sam Darnold, obviously, at the end of the day. But that defense was eating up, and if there's one MVP in this game, should not have been Kenneth Walker. Should have been the offensive line. No, offensive line for the New England Patriots.
No, Jason Myers, 100%.
Offensive line for the New England Patriots.
He set a Super Bowl record for most field goals ever kicked. He set a season-long record for most points ever scored by any player.
Dude,
he set the record at 206, I think it was. Guy deserved the MVP. He put that team on his back, and I think that it's ridiculous that he even an option to vote for.
Yeah, kickers are never going to win unless it's one like Cam Little making a 68-yard field goal to win the Super Bowl or something like that.
That'd be
And the
awesome.
score was 7-7 or something like that. I will say, I was joking about the New England Patriots offensive line. It's kind of a shame that some of us actually picked their offensive line as being the better one in this matchup coming into the game.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure we all picked the Patriots and gave them flowers for that at the minimum. Will Campbell was overpowered the entire game. I did actually argue some people on Twitter, just like for a little bit, that I do think Jason Myers should have won MVP. I was joking about the offensive line, obviously. But if we look at Kenneth Walker's day, Super Bowl MVP, no touchdowns, obviously. And he rushed 27 times for 135 yards. I took back, yes, and people say, well, you can't take back the 2 most explosive plays. But you can look at it. Neither of those explosive plays topped 35 yards. He had a 29 and a 30-yard carry. And after that, he then carried 25 times for 75 yards. So he was pretty much stacked in the box at the line of scrimmage or 1 or 2 yards past it. I get he was the only one consistently moving the ball, but Sam Darnold was just missing throws. Everyone was glazing Christian Gonzalez the entire game. Every time they threw at Christian Gonzalez, it's because Sam Darnold threw it low and behind the wide receiver. If he led JSN on that one pass, it's an easy touchdown. I think he did the same thing with Cooper Kupp. Like, Sam Darnold was just off this entire game. He was throwing behind his receivers. Now, my assumption from what I'm seeing is that his receivers were getting way more separation in pass games, which is why those were able to be completed, and Gonzalez just played a little bit more sticky coverage. But I saw in that first half alone 3 passes that Sam Darnold missed that he just underthrew his guy. So I don't think it was necessarily them playing phenomenal defense. I just think Sam Darnold played terribly.
Yeah, it was not a great game for either quarterback.
No.
It was not. But Kenneth Walker, I thought, like, I mean, I think I talked about it before. A lot of his running style is like all or nothing. So he's going to lose 5 yards or he's going to get 5 to 10. Like, there is no in between. So I did think that he was kind of chunking that defense a lot.
His patience was nice, though. He looked like Le'Veon in the hole a couple of those times.
Yeah.
He had great patience.
Yeah. I cannot get over how bald he is for being like 25 years old. It's honestly crazy. But it was cool. I'm happy for him. He said his dad was there for the first time ever. First time seeing him
First football game
play
ever.
football just an NFL game or football game in general. Probably not.
NFL first NFL game ever.
Why?
That was his dad's.
He said he doesn't like crowds.
He doesn't like crowds.
Buy him a box seat and buy the 2 box seats next to him, and then one paycheck and buy him a box seat on his own in the whole side of the stadium.
Can you blame him though? I mean, watching the game from home on the couch. Pretty nice.
I would much rather be in a box seat, get servers bring stuff to me, and be at the game.
That's true.
Well, box seat, you have the TV up there, and you can watch the live game. Box seat's a different thing than being in the stands. But on the Darnold piece, I think, I wouldn't go as far as saying terrible, but I don't think he had a great game. He definitely underthrew a lot of those balls. And he overthrew. I think it was JSN or it was not JSN, it was Shaheed. Had him completely beat on the outside. And he just completely overshot Shaheed. And if he took half a second longer, which he had, he was getting run down on. So, I understand why he got it out quick.
Which one are you talking about?
But if he took that extra half second,
you talking about where the play broke down?
Like
is it where the play broke down? He stepped up in the pocket and the guy cut upfield.
I think that was JSN.
That was JSN who cut.
No. Different play. It was Shaheed on the outside numbers. He was completely the defense had audibled, and it was 1-on-1 Shaheed on the out, and Shaheed completely beat him because Shaheed's speed is insane.
The one I remember that Shaheed got a deep ball thrown to him, Gonzalez undercut the route and got a hand on it.
Yeah, I think Darnold underthrew that one.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't remember every play from that game. I'll just take your word for it. But yeah, Darnold was off 50% completion percentage. His touchdown was schemed wide open to him. Barner didn't have a guy within 15 yards, which I feel like this is not to take away from Darnold. I feel like Kubiak is such a good OC, though, that they were able to scheme around Darnold's weaknesses and like guys were wide open. JSN is a great wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. I watch games where I'm like, why does this man not have coverage or double man on him? He schemed wide open. There was one play I watched. I think it was against the Rams. He ran oh my gosh, what was it? It was like a little corner route out of the backfield. He was lined up in the backfield, and no one just decided to cover him. It's how they scheme these guys open. I feel like where's Kubiak going again? He's going to the Raiders.
All right, as
I feel like if Mendoza can take a step, obviously next year because he's going to go to them first. So we'll talk about draft down the road. That could be a like wild card team next year. We talked about him this year with if Geno played well. They need to make a lot of changes to that team. I think they have talent with Brock Bowers and Genty. If they get the quarterback right, that's one thing. But I don't know. We'll see.
early bold take for the offseason for Noah. Raiders possible wild card?
I don't think I'd go.
Possible
I
wild
don't
card
think I'd
is
put
not
them
a
as far
hot
as
take.
wild card.
Dude,
Possible wild card.
they were so bad, but I mean, a lot of that was Geno. And obviously,
Patriots got 4 wins last year. Had the same quarterback. Didn't really add too much onto their
That's
team
true.
except for what Vrabel was. Vrabel head coach last year.
I think
he was
this is
head
his
coach.
first year.
Who was head coach last year? I think
Was
this is
Mayo?
Vrabel's. I think it
It
was
might be.
Vrabel's second.
It might be. He might
But
be
even
right.
at that, the amount of steps that they took, and they didn't add that many key pieces to this football team. And they were able to win, 12 more, or wait, yeah, 14-3. They won, I can't
11
think
more
math right now. 14, 10 more games.
10 more games.
They went 4-13 last year to 14-3. But
I think this will bring up an interesting offseason conversation for Seattle and what they do with Kenneth Walker, because coming off winning the Super Bowl
Re-sign him.
MVP, he's going to be a free agent. I mean, I think you re-sign him, obviously, but his markets should be pretty nice. He's only like
Yeah.
25, 26 years old.
his
27
past
at the most.
injury history, though, it has got to be a red flag for some teams. I do genuinely think he was this good at the end of the season. We brought it up last episode. I heard some of the announcers talking about it too, that with them being able to split the load with Charbonnet, he was able to stay
Yeah.
healthy and fresh all season. I don't think he's the type of guy that can run the ball 25 times a game over the course of a season and last. You don't really see guys like that anymore with how hard and how fast the defense is hit now.
Yeah, I agree.
But they have to re-sign him. Charbonnet is going to be out for most of, if not all, of next year, correct?
What was his injury?
Didn't he?
Was it ACL?
tear
I knew it was
ACL?
major, but
Hunter, do you know what Charbonnet did? ACL?
Yeah, I believe it was his ace.
yeah, it'll be interesting. And Seattle's defense is young and very good. Like, this is not a team that is going away anytime soon. As long as Darnold, I think maybe another receiver on offense, re-sign Kenneth Walker, draft a running back. I'm not sure what they'll do, but I don't think this is a team that's going to go away anytime soon either.
All right, hear me out. They get Katron Allen to pair with Kenneth Walker.
Another plotter.
What? Why are you calling him a plotter? He gets like
Oh, I'm just
7
kidding.
yards a carry, dude.
That's mean. That's mean.
The one player that I didn't actually really know his name before this game was Derek Hall, the linebacker that he had, I believe, the first sack where he just bull rushed. Will Campbell shoved him over and then took him down. He had 2 tackles in this game, both sacks. And also, what happened to this? Didn't the Seahawks have like 7 or 8 sacks at one point? They stack corrected them down to 6. I thought at one point it said they had 7 and it was a Super Bowl record.
I thought you
It's
were right.
because
yeah.
they turned the fumble into an interception.
Oh
That-
my gosh.
That fumble
okay.
turned into an interception, which took the sack away.
Okay, that makes
Gotcha.
sense. Okay, they didn't fix that until like later in the game though, which is funny. They didn't even fix that on the scores card right away.
Yeah, no, it was a late adjustment. It was like they
Okay.
adjusted in like the third or fourth
That makes sense.
quarter.
All right, so really, really bad question to ask right now. Do we see either of these teams getting back to the same position next year?
Not the
Cool.
Patriots.
Playoffs.
Do we see both teams in the playoffs?
The Patriots have a tough schedule now. I mean, they got the first place schedule.
I
So,
could literally see the Patriots missing the playoffs next year.
I could too.
They're good.
I
They
just
have to
think
make
I can
better
go as far as
adjustments.
I think they'll be a wild card next year, but I don't think I can take a Super Bowl team and say that they're gonna be that bad next year. Although the same thing with the Commanders. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people saying like, is Drake May the next Jaden Daniels, or are the Patriots the next Commanders? They've had easy schedules when they made it, and then they got destroyed. But I don't know. I think we need in the draft, kind of see the they have next year, and I think I'll be able to make a better determination based off of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have
Seahawks
anything
definitely
else?
playoff for sure.
Yeah. They'll definitely make the playoffs for sure. Do we have anything else left to say about the Super Bowl and the game itself? What would have sucked is if you picked 60.5. That would have sucked. You were talking about it. 60.5. If you would have picked 60.5 as your spread for the best
spread,
because it was
Yep.
a 16-point game.
Yep.
That also
I would
was
say over. I was gonna say jersey number over 10.5 hit with AJ
Yeah.
Barner.
so. Fun
True.
fact about all of us: we all hit 205. So
Oh, nice.
we'll go over that in a second, and we'll crown the best bet and underdog champion. But yeah, the season is over. You know what? We'll go over it right now. We got our best bets and underdogs. So I haven't pulled up my phone right now. We'll go over each person's bets that hit, bets that didn't. So, Burns and I both took an L before the game even started with tails on the kickoff. Phil cashes heads as one of his best bets. Both the Gatorade colors were wrong. We had a blue and an orange vote. No one.
Those yellow.
My fun 2.5 players who
Also,
attempt to
I
pass.
want to they showed like a prequel of the Gatorade color. They showed a prequel of the Gatorade color in this game.
They did.
They just showed them turn it
They
before
did.
they even dumped it.
It could have. They also could have like done a head fake there and actually dumped another one and just shown them mixing one batch. But I don't know why they would have done that. 2.5 players doesn't come home for me. It's a darn shame. It had occurred in the last 3 Super Bowls, not this time. I think if the game was maybe a little more competitive and one of the teams had to get an edge there, but the Patriots were being very predictable, dropping back to pass, which is why the Seahawks were able to tee off on them. Interception in the red zone, just a fun little one. Honestly, there was almost a pick on like the first drive of the game. I think Darnold threw a little bit of a floater and Gonzalez undercut it, but oh well.
He
May
should have
ended
picked
up
that.
Yeah. May ended up hitting his passing yards over with hitting the total by itself in the fourth quarter. I think he
234 passing yards in the fourth quarter. He set the Super Bowl record.
Yep. And then my sharp
Wow.
play of the week, Ramondre, 25 plus receiving, comes home as well. That one I really felt good about. So Phil hit on Seahawks 4.5, the normal spread. The over actually looked like it was going to hit at one point there in the fourth quarter and had a chance after not having a chance for 3 full quarters. But the over does land short, and Darnold did not have 231 plus for them. So me and Phil both go 2-3. Hunter goes 2-3. He hits on his Seahawks, bought down, lost his over. Darnold did not get MVP. Hits first touchdown score over 10.5, and Kayshon Boutte caught one pass for 22 yards. So he does not hit his 25 plus.
I had him at 25 yards.
25.
That sucks.
Yep. And Burnsy took his L on tails, lost on orange. He had Barner 25 plus with that hit with ease. Seahawks 9.5 and JSN anytime touchdown. There were like maybe 1 or 2 bad beats on these, but for the most part, pretty cut and dry with our winners and losers here. Now, that gives us, and I'm really happy about it, I'm not last place. Hunter falls into last place, winning a little bit less units than I did this week. Honestly, we're changing this format up for we're changing this format. Oh, good one. We're changing format for next year because picking one underdog and one bet a week, it's hard to pick someone at plus money every single week, just dart throwing one per week. So we'll change that. But Hunter ends the season down 15.3 units. So if you're putting $1,000 on all of his
Wowie.
bets, congrats. You could have paid for your son or daughter's tuition, but that is now gone. Same thing for me. If you bet both of ours and you want to lose your daughter's second half of her tuition for the spring semester, you should have taken mine down 14.7 units. Bernsey,
Oh boy.
respectable from you coming in late through the year, down 1.2 units. And you actually did beat Phil, but obviously you were not in the running for this. Phil, after spending most of the season in the green, had a couple of bad weeks towards the end of the year, ends down 1.3 units. But you'd think it would be closer with the winner getting negative units. No, we were 13 units behind him. So,
Oh baby.
Well, listen, the
we'll have to
reason that
clean
it
that up.
dropped off is because he couldn't take Steelers money line and
That's true.
whatever team the Eagles were playing to lose. That's why, or to win. That's why he was starting to lose money.
That
Yep.
is true.
The Steelers finally bit him.
Yeah. All right. We'll probably go over a couple more things, but I just want to let you guys know that we will be figuring out what kind of content we want to do in the off season here. Obviously, we will have some draft content when it comes to like maybe late March, early April, and obviously we'll cover the draft, put out some graphics on some mocks and maybe some players to look out for. We'll get into fantasy a little bit earlier this year. We'll spend some time during the summer getting some fantasy plays ready for you. And then we're going to be playing trivia like we did last year. So if you want to see our format, we're probably going to change it up a little bit, but go check our episodes out from last season. I believe Phil won the summer challenge. Hunter came in second. I didn't even win a matchup. So real fun.
It's true.
Literally, I literally felt like Penn State every time they play a top 10 opponent. I was literally right there, and then I'd lose on like the last two questions of it. It was a great time. It was a humbling experience for sure. But I will say before we go for the day, because honestly, we don't have anything else to go over regarding that game, right? Super Bowl's kind of dead and gone.
No.
Wipe our hands
Yep.
clean, head out of here.
Yep.
No, what do you think of the controversy? And I think the Super Bowl kind of solidified that. But what did you think of the controversy over? Oh, they stole the MVP from Drake May and gave it to Stafford. No, they didn't. Stafford absolutely deserved that. 100%. That was Stafford.
I have mixed opinions on this.
All the people complaining about it are insane.
I have
don't even
full
think
mixed opinions. I actually think
that wise it was close.
Drake May's season was better compared to what he had in terms of talent surrounding him and the team. So what I will say, I'm glad Stafford won because he's towards the tail end of his career, and I actually think that might have swayed voters a little bit. Drake May's stats, given that he had a inept Stephon Diggs, who Devontae Adams clears 1,000 days out of 1,000 in one of the top 2 or 3 wide receivers in the NFL, in a god tier offensive line. Stafford, he threw like 46 touchdowns or something like that?
Something like that.
I looked it up.
How many of them were goal line fades?
12 of his touchdowns were 2 yards and less. I did look that up the other day because I was curious to see. But I digress. I think there's points to be made for both. I think Drake May has plenty of time. I'm not mad Stafford won, but I personally think that what Drake May did with his roster to bring them from 4 wins to 14 wins, I think that's way more impressive than Stafford, who got 2 less wins than he did last year.
On the easiest schedule?
I think
True.
switching 10 games in an NFL season is pretty much unheard of.
Boy, it's hard not to watch that Super Bowl and
I
think
would that.
they made the right decision though, because that was rough.
But it's not supposed to be about playoffs at all.
I mean,
and
look at-
also felt
you're
like
right.
playoffs played a
It's
role.
not.
It's a regular season
Yeah,
award.
you're right.
It
You're
is.
right. It's not supposed to be about playoffs. But Drake May faces a strong defense, arguably the best defense in the league, and they're comparing it to Legion of Boom.
Do you want
we
to know
could
the
get into
problem
that.
that I have with that?
I don't know.
I showed a statistic about
But-
both quarterbacks in teams that they both played this season. May had a better record and better statistics against common opponents. Like, that's the only metric that you have to compare the two. Personally, that's what I think.
Did you see Stafford's stats against Seahawks?
Yeah,
Did you see Stafford's stats?
that's true.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Okay, one
Stafford
yes.
for 350, like 400 yards in his 2 Seahawks games, and I think 3+ passing touchdowns in both.
Are people actually comparing this
And Drake
Seahawks
May
team to
couldn't-
Legion of Boom?
I've seen a couple of comparisons
That's
on
that's
Eckler,
terrible.
or whatever you want to call it.
I think the Seahawks secondary is good, but they're not even top like 5 to 7 in the NFL right now. They weren't.
Mm.
They were like 12th in
Yeah,
yards
but
against.
they were
per game.
comparing it wasn't necessarily the players they were comparing. It was the stats. If you put the stats together of like points out per game and similar stats like that, I would have to look up the comparison that I saw. It was actually close. It was pretty similar.
See, that's crazy to me, Burnsy. You talk while I'm looking up these stats. I got to see
Well,
their team. I thought they were giving up quite a decent chunk of passing yards a game.
We'll kind of see next year when Drake May he has to face. Obviously, you win your division, you got to face all the division winners. So he's gonna get a lot more tests next year as far as defenses he's playing.
Yeah.
Now the Rams defense or the Rams division is just tougher. I mean, I just feel like the Rams played so many more tough games. It didn't feel. I mean, the Patriots lost to the Steelers this year, so that should be in the conversation because they suck.
So Seattle was giving up 250 pass yards per game. So it might have been. Here's the thing: Seahawks pass defense, they gave up yardage, but their defense as a whole was number 1 in scoring. So I think that was probably where it was drawing the comparisons. I just remember watching Stafford play against the Seahawks, and much like the Seahawks against a lot of teams, everyone was wide open. It's not like he was having to force throws into tight spots. Like guys were just always open. Like the game I watched, the second game it was like 38-37 or whatever. Puka was wide open every time he ran a route. Every time he ran a route, he had 15 yards of separation. And I'm not saying
McVay's a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius.
So.
I'm not saying that doesn't make the quarterback good and that makes the defense bad, but I just also the Seahawks team. Do you guys remember that Bucks game earlier this year? I think Baker threw for like 350 or 400 against them. That was a crazy game.
Baker's the GOAT. So
Baker is indeed the GOAT.
I love Baker Mayfield, man.
Stats on that. I do love Baker. They gave up. Okay, wait. I actually want to see this. Baker had
Very disrespected quarterback.
Baker had 380 and 2 touchdowns.
Ooh, baby.
No picks. 29 for 33 is insane.
What a stud, dude.
And that was without Mike Evans too.
They have a lot of
and
weapons
Godwin
on that team.
Yeah.
But I'm pumped for
that was when
some of
Tez
these.
Johnson had like 100-some yards, right?
I think that's the
Tez did
game.
go crazy.
No, not Tez Johnson.
Abuka went off that game.
Egg Big Boo.
Egg
Big Boo.
Wait, okay.
That's what Gronk calls him.
All right, trivia. Who had the Godwin was playing in this game. Igbuka had 7 catches for 163 yards. Otten 4 for 81 and Tez 4 for 59. So those were the only ones of.
So this had to be early season because a Big
this
Boo
was week 5.
really fell off
A big
towards the end of the year. Have you not heard Gronk call him that?
A big boo. The Gronk's hilarious. He's a
when
national treasure.
when we're done today, go look up Gronk pronouncing Emeka. Now I can't say his name.
Big Boo.
Actually,
You ever
go look up.
you ever see the video where when Gronk was newer to his broadcasting days and they made up a tight end name and started talking about him, and Gronk started just talking about how great this tight end is in the NFL and how he's got great hands. And they look at him, they're like, Gronk, this guy doesn't exist.
This guy doesn't. That's hilarious.
I believe it. Gronk's an idiot.
All right, guys. Well, we could stay here and probably talk about football all day long, but we're going to get going for the day. We appreciate you listening to another episode. Now, this is the time of the year. If you listen to this, please tell us what you want to see in the offseason. Please. It's not that we can't think of ideas, but we want to put out content that you guys want to see. We've already been putting out TikTok. We've already been putting out YouTube, Instagram. Please, please, please share what you want to see. People that love Hunter, I want to hear some Hunter love in the chat, all right? People that love Burnsy, I want to see some of that in the chat.
Or hate.
Or hate. Yeah.
Or hate,
He
yeah.
said or hate.
Yeah, yeah.
If you like
Iowa.
or hate, I'll tell you that.
Mr. Iowa over there.
There is no bad publicity. Well, I guess there
On-
could be, but
Here's the thing: we could start putting out just garbage takes to try to get as many views as possible. But I
well,
really
that's
don't
what
want
you do half the time, isn't
No,
it?
I don't do that. I don't do that.
No, that was
Oh.
maybe when we
Just kidding.
first came out, I was a bit more outrageous. But also, I just think Phil loved just yelling for no reason at me.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Okay, I want to ask you guys on here at Lee Live. Are we cool doing the tiniest bit of college basketball content for March Madness? The tiniest bit.
This is all up to Hunter
We can do
because
a little
I know
Marchy Madness.
Hunter.
We
I
did
love
that last
March
year.
Madness.
We did that last year. We did a little bit for the we
I
did
love
comp.
Madness. Yeah, we could do some Marchy Madness.
We have
Listen,
we had a
should
template
do a
for the
bracket.
conference championships, which was the week before, and we did a little challenge for that, and then we filled out brackets and had the bracket pool and everything. Guys, I'm promising everyone that's listening right now, I'm gonna take all your money when it comes to the brackets because I don't
no,
lose.
he's not.
I don't. No, not like take your money. Actually, I'm just going to win. I've won the last 3 years. I've got the champion, the Final Four. I did not miss a single game last year from the Sweet 16 and on. Got all my Elite Eight, Final Four, top two, and
Guys,
champion.
let Noah have it. It's the one thing he wins in.
Literally, I got
Let
no
him have
knowledge
it.
anywhere else.
It's true. It's true. Fun
Right.
fact: I have not watched
But,
a singular
speaking
college
of-
basketball game this year. So
I throw a little
I
bit
will.
on when I'm at home and there's nothing on. I'll throw some college basketball on. But bringing it back a little bit to Noah Hot Takes. I don't know if some of you viewers know, but Noah used to be on another podcast called Sticky Sports Side. And one of the segments
love
on
that.
this podcast was No Hot Take of the Week. And are these still out, Noah? Can people go and listen to them?
I think
'Cause he
Sticky's.
had some
I think
great
Sticky's still out
beats on
there. It's still out there. So I'll leave you guys with one crazy take. Maybe we'll bring it back for next time. I think that just like college football, we need to change the NFL to only play dome stadiums in the AFC/NFC championship game and the Super Bowl. If we're doming the Super
Nope.
Bowl, dome
Nope.
the NFL. No, hey, I didn't say take. I didn't say dome all the playoffs. I said the NFC and AFC championship games and the Super Bowl. I think home field advantage should cut off in the semifinals. You have home field advantage through the wild card divisional. But when you get to NFC, AFC, I don't want to watch a game like I just watched with the Broncos and the Patriots, where it's 10-7 and no one can kick a field goal, see the snap, or do anything. I don't want to see that anymore in one of the biggest
That's
games of the year.
football. That's football. Football is a fall
Then
and
why-
winter sport.
You say that, then
You
why
have
do
to
we?
deal
Then
with
why
the
do?
weather.
Then why do we have to play the Super Bowl in a warm weather environment? There's no elements in the Super
We
Bowl.
don't
Play it at
have
Heinz
to.
Field
We
for all I
don't have
care.
to. Just choose to.
So you're saying though, under the current format, you're fine with how it is, but with the Super
Wasn't
Bowl,
the
you're just
Super
gonna
Bowl?
play it.
Wasn't the Super Bowl in Minnesota when the Eagles won against the Patriots in 2017? That's
Mi-
not a warm
Minnesota?
area.
It's a domed
No.
environment. They don't play
Ah,
in.
shoot, you're right.
They don't play in weather in the Super Bowl. So like just cut it back to the NFC and AFC championship games. And I genuinely think you have a perfect model, just like college. You get home field. There's a point, maybe schedule a destination closer. So like for this year, when it was the Broncos and the Patriots and the Broncos were the 1 seed, maybe play what's like a cool, like in Detroit. Maybe play it in Detroit. Because it's actually Detroit's nowhere close. So probably Arizona, maybe.
Yeah.
I have no idea how big the Midwest is large. I forget how far things
I
are.
think the Pats Broncos game would have been better played in New England.
Dude, do you know what's
Did you
funny?
see the-
That
did you
that
see
was the
snow
two
they had there.
that was the 2 foot of snow weekend.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
I
Yep.
think we ended up getting 33 inches of snow in like 24
That would have been
hours.
crazy.
God went crazy.
Yeah, they can do it.
I
They
said
do it.
that
during the
would have
game.
been crazy.
Oh,
but God
oh,
went
oh, oh, I-
crazy. But I mean, he did. He
God went
he can
crazy.
do great things.
Good Lord. All right, you guys have something to leave us off with
All
today.
right, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate all your support. It's so sad that football is over. This is the true depression season of life. I know everyone says seasonal depression. I have football depression. So for the next, 20, 30, 40 Sundays, however many it is, I'm going to be depressed until football is back and the draft comes back. But we'll be doing some trivia. I love doing that. So stay tuned to that. I know we're gonna try some new stuff this year. Noah's gonna start incorporating some points, as you guys
No.
saw last podcast.
It's
So
gonna be prettier.
get a
It's
little
gonna
more
be
involved
prettier.
with us, guys. We want to hear from you. But I'm out.
Bernsey?
I'm pumped. I think we have some good. I mean, I at least have some cool ideas for trivia. I'm sure these guys do too for the off season. I like this time of year because baseball season's around the corner. I'm a big baseball guy, but it is sad that football is done. It was a good season. I'm sure the Steelers will go 9-8 next year, and I'll be sad again. So, with that being said, I am also out.
Peace, guys.